Have you ever wondered how some people just seem to make good habits look easy? Well, today we're going to dive into a really simple but kind of brilliant idea: how you can actually design your life so that doing the right thing becomes almost automatic. And it all kicks off with this really strange quote: proactively lazy. I mean, think about that for a second. It sounds like a total contradiction, right? But what if I told you that this little phrase is the secret to building amazing habits without needing, superhuman willpower? So, who said this, and what in the world does it actually mean? Well, the genius behind this idea is a guy named Oswald Knuckles. And what I love about this is that he's not some famous productivity guru. Nope. He's an IT developer from Mississippi. Just a regular person who figured out a much, much smarter way to get things done. And the best part is, his method is something any of us can use. So what's his secret? How does he actually do it? Well, Oswald's entire philosophy really boils down to this one simple daily practice he calls resetting the room. Let's take a look at what he means by that. I mean, just look at how simple these things are. After he watches TV, he puts the remote back, fluffs the pillows. When he gets out of his car, he grabs any trash. He even uses that minute or two while the shower is warming up to give the toilet a quick wipe down. Each of these things is tiny, right? It takes like 5 seconds. But the reason he does them, that's where the genius is. And that brings us to the core concept of this whole thing. What Oswald is doing is called priming the environment. See, he's not just cleaning up what he just did, he's actually setting up his future self for success. He's making the next right action the absolute easiest action to take. So let's really dig into this idea. Because the difference between an environment that's primed for success and one that's, well, primed for failure, it can seem small, but the results are just worlds apart. Okay, this slide just nails it. The person who wrote the source material uses this perfect example. His wife is amazing at sending greeting cards. Why? Because she's primed her environment. She has a box, it's all sorted, ready to go. The friction is basically zero. For him, on the other hand, it's a whole project. He has to remember to buy a card, go to the store, pick one out, and every single one of those steps is a chance for it all to fall apart. So, of course, the card never gets sent. All right, so this is where we get practical. Enough theory. How can you, right now, start applying this to your own life? Let's run through a few super common goals and see how we can make them the path of least resistance. Okay, let's start with a classic: breakfast. We've all been there. You have the best intentions to cook something healthy, but when you wake up, you're tired, you're in a rush, and grabbing that sugary muffin on the way to work is just so much easier. So how do we flip that? You prime the kitchen the night before. It literally takes 60 seconds. But when you walk into the kitchen in the morning, making breakfast isn't this big, multi-step chore anymore. It's the most obvious, easiest thing to do. You've literally built an architecture of ease. Okay, next up, exercise. We all want to do more of it, but sometimes just finding the motivation, or heck, just finding your gym shorts, can feel like a workout all by itself, right? And the solution is exactly the same. You lay everything out ahead of time. You get rid of all those tiny little decisions and excuses that let you off the hook. When your workout clothes are sitting right there waiting for you, you're already one step closer to getting out the door. And this works for your diet all day long, too. We all know we're supposed to eat more fruits and veggies. But let's be honest, when you're hungry, convenience is king. So how do you make the healthy choice the convenient choice? You make the healthy options the easiest options. You do a little bit of prep on a Sunday, and for the rest of the week, grabbing a healthy snack is actually easier than grabbing a bag of chips. You are making your desired future behavior the path of least resistance. It's that simple. But, and this is where it gets really, really powerful, this whole idea works in reverse. If you can remove friction to make good habits easier, you can add friction to make bad habits harder. Let's say you want to watch less TV. After you're done, just unplug it. That tiny little bit of effort forces you to stop and ask, do I really want to watch this right now? If that's not enough, take the batteries out of the remote. And if you're feeling really bold, move the TV into a closet. You're only going to drag it out when you really, really want to watch something specific. And that's the beautiful, simple rule for breaking bad habits. The more difficult or annoying you make a behavior, the less likely you are to just do it on autopilot. It's being proactively lazy, but in reverse. And you can apply this everywhere. Want to stop mindlessly checking your phone? Leave it in another room. Trying to drink less beer? Hide it in the back of the fridge behind the broccoli. Want to waste less time on social media? Delete the app. Making yourself log in through a browser is just enough of a hassle to break the habit. It's amazing how little friction you need to change your behavior. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because this isn't really about a few clever life hacks. It's about a whole philosophy. It's about consciously designing the world around you to support the person you actually want to be. Just take a moment and really think about that. What would your life look like if your home, your office, your phone, what if everything was set up to gently nudge you toward your goals? The combined effect over weeks and months and years, it would be absolutely massive. You wouldn't be fighting yourself all the time because your environment would finally be on your team. And that really leaves us with this final, much bigger question. This whole idea, it goes way beyond just personal productivity. It's a question for parents, for teachers, for leaders. How can we redesign our homes, our communities, our world, so that the things that truly matter are also the easiest things to do? Now that's an idea worth building.